Good afternoon, everyone. It's January 22nd, 2020. Today I'm going to teach you a lesson on how to flush traitors out of your group. Unfortunately, this requires you using somebody as a pawn. And I recently have done such a thing. A person I called my best friend. I've spoken about him many times on this channel. Something didn't sit right with me concerning him, so I decided to put him to the test. And how I did this was I fed him seemingly confidential information. See, some people think with their dicks, so I used this to my advantage. My best friend, Gene Blackwood, wanted to fuck my ex, which I didn't give a shit if he did. She's my ex. I don't fucking care. I don't fucking care what she does. But I used this as a tool. This is why I should be a general in a resistance movement. This is why I should be maybe the head of a resistance movement. You see, Gene thinks with his dick. He goes around cheating on his wife, doing all manner of honorable things. And I kept it to myself because he was my best friend. I don't snitch on people for what they do. I let them get up and caught up all on their own. So I laid the trap. Gene, some months back, expressed the desire to fuck my ex. I told him, dude, you should stay away from her. She's nothing but trouble. But he kept pursuing her and pursuing her to the point where it got on her nerves. So I told Gene some things about her that were partially true. You know, I mixed some truth with some serious exaggeration just to see if it would get back to her. And it did, as I suspected. I'm not a person you want to fuck with. See, now Gene, I'm not going to physically hurt him. I'm not going to cause him physical harm. But let me tell you something about myself. Once you fuck me over, I'm a very, very, very vindictive person. Very. I will go to no lengths to see to it that your face is in that mud. I am the most cold, ruthless motherfucker you'll ever meet. Especially after you cross me. You see, Gene likes to fancy himself as this hardcore motherfucker that worked for Air Force intelligence. He may have and he may not have. He says that he's tortured people for the Air Force. I don't fucking care who you are. I don't give a shit what branch of military or what kind of, if you're a cop or a lawyer or a judge or any of that shit. If you fuck me, I'm going to fuck back. I've tried being a nice guy. I have. But those motherfucking days are over with. No more am I going to be a nice guy. Gene, I know so much about him. I watched him all summer long while working with him on a massive cocaine binge that he hid from his wife, trying to fuck every little bitch he saw. What do you suppose is going to happen when I run into Gene's wife? And I will run into Gene's wife. What do you think I'm going to do? I'm going to tell her everything. Everything. You want to know why your money's short? It's because he's busy snorting it all up his nose. I don't have a problem with drug use, and I think all of you know this. You want to use drugs, that's on you. However, when I can use it to my advantage, especially after you've fucked me over, especially after you've run your mouth, all loyalty and bets are off. You test people to find out what they're made of. Gene here is too cowardly to face me. So much for that military, Air Force interrogator role that he says he played. He also liked to fancy himself as an outlaw. You know, that biker gang, the outlaw. And I pray to fucking God he sends some of these people after me. I do. 'Cause there will be a pile of dead biker scum outlaw on my front porch. Don't fuck with me. If you want to be my friend, be my friend. Don't pretend. Be an actual friend. And this is worse than being a snitch in my opinion. Just a little bit. But this is how you flush people out. This is how you find out what people are made of. This is how you find out who you can trust. You give them something they think they could use against you, and then you wait. And when it comes up, you know. So I told him, a bunch of nasty shit about my ex. Again, it was partially true, but highly exaggerated. 5 days later, my ex confronts me. She's like, "What the fuck? I thought we were still cool. I thought we were friends." And I said, I knew you would be doing this, and I'm sorry, but I used you as a pawn. I used you to find out if my friend was loyal to me or not. One thing I value above most anything else is loyalty. Because I, myself, am loyal. And now the bitch, the cowardly little bitch, don't even want to face me. And keep in mind, I'm only 140 pounds. He outweighs me by at least 40 pounds. At least. And if he was actually military trained like he said, he would have no problems facing me. But he understands. He understands that he fucked with the wrong person. I'm a very humble person. If you met me in real life, you would see that I'm humble. I'm quiet. I'm reserved. I'm observant. You would see this. I'm very polite. Please, thank you, yes sir, no sir, ma'am, all that shit. And people want to mistake this as my being weak. It's a disguise. I want people to believe I'm weak. I intentionally keep myself skinny. You know how many times a day I eat? Maybe twice. Maybe. Most of the time I only eat once a day. So I intentionally stay skinny and weak looking. I want him to send people after me if he's this badass outlaw biker. I do. That way, they can really see what I'm made of. You want to know who your traitors are? Feed them some information to somebody else, or feed them some information and find out if it gets around to somebody else. Somebody that you know will tell you that somebody you know is loyal to you. I knew she would tell me. I knew she would. Because every time she's needed to be bailed out of some kind of trouble, my family has bailed her out. That's what you get when you think with your dick. Now, Gene, he lost the best friend he could have ever had. I recall a day we were working on this gutted home, just a few blocks from where I live. And his stepson starts freaking the fuck out. And I have my gun on me. And he starts putting his hands on Gene. I was about to kill him for Gene. I was about to blow his fucking brains out. But lucky for Travis, he stopped. Otherwise, Travis would be 6 feet deep right now. Or in an urn. I am not the person to fuck with. Period. I used to be weak. I used to be soft. I used to be a pacifist. But those days are gone. Anyway, you want to find out about the people around you? All you got to do is do some simple manipulating, and then you'll find out who's loyal and who's the traitor. Until next time, kill the state, live free.